So I didn't have any videos ready for today. Problem is, I kind of had to scrap my recordings that I did for the day because I was so low energy today. I don't know why. I just felt drained today. It wasn't a good day for me. I tried to record a couple episodes. They turned out terribly, and yeah, I will not. I just had to scrap the recording. It wasn't good. So, also sorry about the video that's up currently, but this is kind of a point that I wanted to make. This is Viscera Cleanup Detail on lowest settings possible. On the smallest map possible, on lowest settings possible. I love this game, but my computer does not run it well. That's how bad my computer is. I just wanted to put that out. And so yeah, I just wanted to talk about a few things like how we played a new game of D&D lately, and it was fun, and I can't wait for that episode to be out actually because some bad stuff happened in it, and yeah, it was a very dramatic game. So there's that, and not too long now. After this episode will be posted, I will put out one of my first Halloween videos, and I'm kind of excited for it because, yeah, I'm really excited for this project that I've been working on. Also, recently, I watched Over the Garden Wall for the first time. It blew my mind, and expect a review of it in November. So, other than that, I really don't know what else to do but say I'm probably not going to be able to put out content every single day. I might start to take the channel in a direction of of less content but much more highly edited content, which I really don't want to do. I want to still put out videos every single day, but currently I don't have any videos, so if I don't post anything for the next several days, except for on like Saturday night, because I'm definitely posting, I definitely have something to post this upcoming Saturday night. Please forgive me, but I will try to see what I can do. I'm trying my best to do what I can with this channel at the moment, and I'm still having a lot of fun with it. I just don't know what to say. I feel the pains of having a bad recording session, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that again. I need to go into recordings in a good mindset, attentive and paying attention, and just as awake as possible. So, even though I didn't put out those episodes, I won't be putting out those episodes. I just want to apologize for how bad those episodes were. And in not having a video prepared for today, I wanted to just put out another one of these audio blog style episodes because last time I did this, I thought it was very fun, and just a different style of video that I hadn't done before. So I'm doing this now. I want to expound more on Matamoros, Pennsylvania, the town that I greatly consider my hometown. I won't go too into detail with the bad things that happened to me there because that's very personal, and I really don't want to put that out there just yet. I don't want to mention the parties involved in that. I will just leave it as I will leave it. And I also won't go into what caused me and my mother to decide to move to Matamoros. That's even more personal. So, I believe it was 2013 in March. We moved to Matamoros, and I started going to school there. It was a new school. It was a much bigger school, and there were a lot more classes. There was a lot more electives, and just generally a lot more open-minded people. Like, I was surprised when I got to this school to find that, like, in the 1 and a couple months that I was attending the 1 year and a couple months that I was attending that school, like 2 people messed with me at all, and I just didn't give them any mind. It was just like one of those things that's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna ignore you. But other than that, I loved going to school there. Well, except for this one person that assumed we were friends who was annoying me and was a flat out sadist that hated everyone and constantly talked about that, literally shouted at people that he was smarter than them and that he's better than them and more evolved and more intelligent, and that he wishes that he could kill everyone in the school, and that he wishes that he could just instantly kill all stupid people in the world or be Freddy Krueger. This guy was an idiot. It was a pain going to school because of that guy. Because literally he was that guy. But other than that, living within the town, it was a small, condensed suburb with a few businesses interspersed, and it's like on this tri-state area of between Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey. So literally a stone's throw from each of these places. If you cross the river, you'd be in New Jersey. If you cross the bridge, you'd be in New York. And yeah, I was happy and healthy there because, like, literally, I got into a groove of walking for my exercise. I would walk like several miles a day for, excuse me, several miles a day for like 3 or 4 days out of the week. I was healthy. I was out. I was exercising. I'd walk to, I'd walk to the stores. I'd walk to the convenience store down the street, and I'd walk into New York to get some pizza, which, yeah, it was great. I was happy and healthy. What else can I say? I was living with some people, my mother and some other people that won't be named. Those other people fucked it up. They were terrible. Terrible people. I won't go into it. But just walking around this town, just seeing the houses so tightly knit, just seeing the mountain that was literally right next. It was a cliffside. Matamoros was at the base of like a cliff, and this cliffside was just, it was just there. You could see it from anywhere in the town. And another thing you could see from anywhere in town is like the mountain range the other way. You could just see the land sloping up and down and the trees covering the entire area. It was beautiful, especially during autumn, when the leaves started to change and the wind started to chill. Autumn just rolled around and came in and blessed this town. It had real seasons, and being in Texas most of my life, I'd never experienced that. It was the first time I've ever truly experienced snow, even though, like, one time in Texas, I woke up to there being snow on the ground, and it was just like one of those miracle things that had happened, but this time I truly got to experience falling snow, and it accumulates and gets all over the trees, and the true beauty of nature unfolded in this town and made me really feel like this was where I belong in the world. Pennsylvania, specifically. I might consider moving to Phoenixville because it does look nice, but to be honest, I don't know if I can return to Matamoros. I would love to, but I have too many bad ties there that I really wouldn't want to relive. And yeah, it's a pain. So I lived there for like 2 years. The first month or so, we lived in this hotel-like thing, but it wasn't really a hotel. It was like a hotel, but there were several houses instead of having just a building with rooms. It was actually little bitty houses that were separated from one another. We lived there for about a month, then we moved to, was it a month? I can't remember how long it was, but we lived there for a while. It was a month or 2 months or so. April, May, yeah, about 2 months. at most. Then we moved into an apartment within the town, like dead center of the town. It was the summer of that year that I decided to start walking, because I had realized I didn't live in Texas anymore. It's not as humid, or the temperature of summer isn't as painfully killing you as the heat of summer in Texas. So I started walking, and I realized how much I loved it. And that set me on the groove of just practically walking all the time. Then autumn came, and the first year of autumn was just, even though I had to go to school, I was happy. Then winter came. I saw the first snowfall I've ever actually experienced in my life, and yeah, that was the point where I was like, I belong here. This is where I belong. This is where I've always belonged. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of tired. I'm meandering. I don't know why, because I got a lot of sleep. Yes, I don't know. But the worst thing about it was when the snow started melting. Because if you don't know how snow works, if you live somewhere where it doesn't snow, I feel sorry for you, but I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry that you don't have to experience this. When snow accumulates on the ground and it stays there for a while, it starts to mold. It starts to get mildewy, and it's disgusting. And when that snow starts to melt, that gets in the air and sets off allergies. It was killing me in spring. So spring sucked, because the snow was melting so much that it was literally flooding the streets. We didn't get flooded, but the streets, like the dips in the streets, got full up, and it made walking home from the bus stop really not that great, because I had to try and find a way around these flooded street areas, or like risk getting up to my ankles soaked. I didn't want my shoes ruined. But that was the worst part, other than the people that I had to suffer through. So, the people in the town that didn't come from like New York, that weren't like New Yorkers that moved into Pennsylvania, or the people that we came with, they were like those people were the reason I can't go back here. But the people in the town were so nice. There were so many times where I can just remember these outstanding individuals. There was this one time I went to the post office to pick up a package, because I had ordered a new plush, and I wanted to go get it. So I went there, and I don't have any gloves. I didn't own a pair, because I was a poor boy. I was still going to school. And it was snowing, and freezing cold, so I was just kind of trying to keep my hands warm the entire time I was walking there. When I got there, I handed the person the slip, the come get your package slip, and they took it and was just like, okay, I'll go get your package. So I walk over and just stay there, and I'm just standing there, warming my hands, doing that, breathe into them thing and rub them together, and he came back with the package, and it's like, here's your package, and I'm just like, okay, I'll get it in a sec. Can mind if I stay here to warm my hands back up? It's like, oh sure, I'll be right back. So I just stand there warming my hands back up. Then I grab my package, and he comes back and hands me these gloves, like probably $1 gloves. They were thin, but they were good soft gloves. And it was like, here, have these, and I'm just like, whoa, dude, for real? You're just giving me these? It was like, yeah, take them. You need them. It was like, I was moved by that. I put these gloves on, and they aren't the best gloves in the world, but I still have them. They mean something to me. They mean something to me because it just shows the kindness of the people in this town. Because he didn't need to do anything. He didn't need to say, here, have these gloves. Your hands are cold. He didn't need to do that. I would have walked home, my hands would have still been cold, but hey, it wouldn't have affected me. It was just that kindness that he gave me these gloves out of the kindness of his heart, and I put them on, and that made me so happy. So I went home with my hands not being cold, just because of the kindness of one of the people that lived in the town. That's not the only story. I have several, but another one that really stands out in my mind was I went to Turkey Hill, the convenience store that I usually frequented, and I went to get some snacks and stuff, and I think it was in the summer this time. So I went there, and I kind of just had some change because I didn't have much, and I wanted to get some snacks anyway. So when I paid, I was counting out my change. I was like, you're still this much amount you need to pay. So I was digging through my pockets, digging through my backpack to try and find as much change as I could gather, because I could have swore I had enough money to be able to pay fully. But the dude next to me, when he was done checking out and he got his change, he takes $1 out of his change and just hands it to the cashier. It's just like, let me handle it. I was just like, dude, are you sure? It was just like, dude, it's just like, I'm completely sure. Go ahead. Just let me pay for the rest of how much you charged. And there goes Skype. So yeah, he paid for what I owed and just walked out. And I was just flabbergasted, but I was just flabbergasted by the kindness of the people in this town. Oh, God. But yeah, I was just flabbergasted that the people in this town just like drive by kindness. It's just like, here, let me do you this one little piece of kindness. It's just really a pay it forward kind of town, because it's just people just continuously doing nice things for each other, no matter how minor they were. And that just moves me to tears, because it's hard to see like the true goodness of people currently, like in today's like oversaturation of like bad things that happen in the media, because bad things in the news sells. It gets ratings. If you had a news show where only good things happen, no one would watch it. People want to see the terrible depravity of the human race. But no. This town was the antithesis of it. And I was happy. It just made me happy to live there, because everyone was so nice, and the area was beautiful, and I don't know what else to say. That's legitimately why I love Matamoros. It's just such a good town. It's so beautiful, and it's quiet, despite the like how tightly interlaced it is, how close the houses are. It was quiet. Everyone was nice. It was great, and I'm just saying, I love that town. I always will, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to move back to it. But yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble for about 20 minutes, Jesus Christ. And, good night. Have a good night, and, yeah, later.